Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Nioh. At long last, we're on to DLC number 2.
関ヶ原で石田三成が重心を失ってからというもの。豊臣家の実権は豊臣秀頼殿の母淀君が握っておる。家康様と対立した淀君は豊臣家に恩子ある大名や浪人を集め、豊臣家存亡をかけた戦を起こした。ウィリアム、お主が予見しておった大戦が起こったのだ。伊達政宗殿率いる軍と共に大坂へ参ろう。我ら徳川勢は数で勝るが、難攻不落の大阪城へ攻め込むには出城の真田丸を落とさねばならぬ。真田幸村、厄介な男よ。
Defiant Honor Nioh's second DLC is set during the winter campaign of the Osaka Siege, which was a grisly siege that lasted from winter into the summer. Osaka Castle was blessed with the sea and rivers on 3 sides, however the south side faced the open plains, making it vulnerable to attack. Sanada Yukimura predicted Tokugawa's forces would attack from there, and so built on the outskirts of the castle a stronghold called the Sanada Maru, which featured an enormous trench around the base. With the castle's main weakness fortified, Tokugawa's forces were faced with a difficult and bloody challenge.
Maria 殿、重ねてお断り申し上げる。霊石を使った戦には義などあり申さん。
敵の疲弊を待って交渉に持ち込むつもり？それまで持つかしら。
自らの義を貫く、それが侍というものでござる。
死にたがりの侍には話が通じないみたい。あなたはどうなのかしら。
Just like the One-Eyed Dragon of the North. 3, 2, 1. Just like the One-Eyed Dragon DLC, this second DLC, Defiant Honor, introduces a new weapon type, the tonfa, in this case. Just like the first main mission of the first DLC that starts you off with a divine Odachi, this one starts you off with a divine tonfa. Tonfa are fast multi-hitting combo weapons, where every move just seems to lead into every other move infinitely. They consume very little stamina, and even peoples can chain combos together. And they even have their own built-in flensing system, where the lighter your armor, the more damage the tonfa do. Next up, as we approach this, just listen and watch the sky. When you hear the gong, which will sound every couple of seconds, you're about to be barraged from the castle with flaming arrows. That is this stage's gimmick. Whenever you're out in the open, you'll hear the gong within a few seconds. A second or two after that, the arrows will fly. This guy gives us 2 giant cannonballs. There are 3 cannons in the stage in total, so we have to scavenge for a third. Their uses are going to be obvious in a minute. When you do hear the gong, you're either going to want to take cover behind the wooden palisades or here in the trench. There are certain spots in the trench that are exposed, but for the most part, they'll be obvious. One of those spots was to my left. It's now on the right behind me. It's that small rampway leading up back onto the battlefield. If you trigger the gong, and then the arrows start raining down on you, and you are taking the rampway down into the trench, they can hit you from there. From this ramp leading up to the cannon, they cannot. Even though you will see them fly at me, I'm perfectly safe up here. That's probably due to the sandbags, and realistically, because it would kind of be shitty to be lighting the cannon to take out the arrows raining it down on you and the archers, and get lit up and killed. And they will kill you almost immediately. So this stage, there is very little reprieve. Even when you're down in the trenches or behind a palisade, you are almost constantly in danger. This is one of the harder stages I find in the game. Oh, that went right over him, and that fell short. Falling into a trap of wanting to show a little bit too much off too quickly and just getting whooped for it. This is a brutal stage. The stage hazard, the stage gimmick, whatever you want to call it, itself makes things very difficult, makes life hard for you. And the general positioning of the enemies and the new ones they introduce to you, make this very, very stressful. Once you stop a section of the Sonata Maru from firing arrows at you, though, you can take parts of this at your leisure. You'd start to slow it down and take a breather and clean up some areas. Did I grab that Kodama? In the corner? I don't think I did. Almost forgot about you. Hey, we have more Kodama. Again, not 100%ing these. See, I don't think there's anything pressed up against the walls here. There's this one corpse, but nothing too major. Defiant Honor, not bad. You did get to see down into the lower level trench below. We'll be going down there in a second. As you saw before, the main use for the cannonballs is to light cannons along each section of the stage, which will take out a giant chunk of the wall. And once that chunk of the wall is destroyed, it's destroyed permanently. Even if you die, even if you reload the stage using a shrine, not if you exit and re-enter it, but if you hit a shrine or something, that does not respawn. And there are 3 of those in total. Each one is responsible for the arrow barrages in that section. So we're going to be coming up to a second one pretty shortly. That is a shortcut back down to the very first shrine in the beginning of the level. Down here in this trench, I believe we're going to be introduced to a new variant of an enemy. These ones are standard yōkai, except they have bombs strapped to their backs. Some of them will light the bombs themselves. In other cases, it takes some sort of nearby fire source or fire from your own weapons or guns to ignite them. And they blow up, set you on fire, do a bunch of damage to you. Generally, the ones that you will come up against, though, will not be able to light their own fuses. Meaning that the only way for them to ignite is if you do something stupid, like shoot them or throw a Hyakugama at them at close range, or light your weapon on fire and then, oh shit, and then attack them. I think they can also be ignited by the arrow barrages, but generally if they're out in the open, they'll just get killed by the arrows. We don't have to deal with that Namahage. Instead, we'll drop down into this rightmost trench, and there are a couple of directions you can go from here. This next section that we're going into is a little bit open-ended, and neither way I think is really a right or wrong way to approach it. Fuck, we gotta get away. You can also break the explosive barrels strapped to their backs. I think we're gonna take the back way into the next arrow section, because that also lets us pass by the second one and disable that. Also leads us to a shrine, which we can backtrack to the shortcut from the route that we're taking. There's another more direct way that puts you in the very back of the third section. I don't think it leads past the second cannon, though. And then we have to do... It's a little bit wonky if you do it that way, because you have to go forward all the way towards a trench. You have to grab another cannonball, then you have to do a little bit backtracking, which can be kind of dangerous. I prefer doing it the way that I am going now. Here's our second shrine. And this will lead out to the second cannon. Remember, the guy from earlier gave us 2 cannonballs, and there are 3 cannons in total. There is no other NPC who will be giving us... I think this is my timing? Yeah, there's the... I didn't hear it before, so I think some of these arrows and projectiles are just like visual ambience. Hey, he did not die. Those arrows are normally pretty lethal. If you get caught out, you can take 1 or 2 of them, but if you take a whole barrage, you'll just die. Can make the Phoenix Guardian Spear really handy here. Gives you a second chance if you fuck up. Extraction talismans are also really handy if you're just trying to sprint this, which I don't recommend. We're going to come down here into this dead end of a trench to find another Kodama. We've not yet gotten to the hardest part of the stage either. That's still coming up. Oh, fuck. We're going to sneak up on this dude, though, and we can get him just right. Really like that grapple. Not sure which I like more for the DLC weapons. The Odachi grapple or this one. I think I'm still leaning towards the Odachi. Even though I like the tonfas' weapons a little bit more. I'm still, like, crossing my fingers for that Naginata in DLC 3, which should be the final one, and I'll be covering the summer campaign of the Osaka Siege. Okay, this... You have to watch out for the flaming skulls. There are a couple of these littered around the level. They might seem innocuous at first, but think about this. The reason they put fire skulls in this level is to enchant your weapons with fire when you kill them, so you will accidentally detonate the bomb-carrying enemies. You have to think a little bit about it, but it's an insidious little trap. It turns something that you have come to know as just sheerly a buff into something that can go horrendously wrong. So just watch out for when your weapon is enchanted with fire from those. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Okay, I think we're gonna come around this way. We can pull him with an arrow. I don't want to use any more of my good ammo. I don't even have to go for a headshot. I just want to come over here so I don't have to trigger any other enemies. This level has a really nice atmosphere to it as well. I like that, the hellish trench warfare aspect. It's nice because it plays with your expectations a little too. Oh, he's dead. You hear Winter Campaign and you think, oh, it's going to be another snow level. There are plenty of those in Nioh as is. Not that snow levels are bad, but I don't know about you, but I want something different. And we got something different. This horrible greenish-gray haze. A very oppressive color palette. It's also how war movies tend to color grade themselves. So it's a little bit of visual shorthand to convey the brutality of this siege to you. And stir those feelings, that desperation and that... Ooh! I thought I was covered by the rock over there. Okay, so we just have to do a little bit of blind dodging. Now we can go and take the rifleman out. It's also kind of funny how this is Nioh's second DLC. It starts off with barrages of arrows that you have to leapfrog from cover to cover to avoid. And that's also sort of how the Ringed City starts, a little bit in, dealing with the flurries of arrows. Okay, we got a lot of you because we perfectly timed that gunshot to catch everybody in the explosion. But there's one dude back there with a hand cannon, so I'm trying to pull these guys far enough back to de-aggro that guy. So I can deal with him on his own. Why aren't you coming? I was hoping he would path straight through the patch of flame. Oh, good. It's gonna be it for him, and all we have back there is my dude with the hand cannon. Now, coming up, after we deal with him, we're going up this ladder. This will lead us to a section that we could have gotten to the front ways from the trench if we had gone the opposite direction. The trench that had the second shrine in it. Gong? There it is. Okay, so I'm not going to move into cover immediately. I'm doing that for a reason. This section has... Oh god, he didn't do that fast enough. I'm going to pop living weapon, make sure I don't die. I didn't loot the corpse fast enough for some reason. Okay, now we're looking for... Wrong way. This is fine, we can afford that one hit. This way into the trench. So if you didn't see it, if it went too fast, what we picked up off that corpse behind the palisade was the third cannonball. This trench contains the third cannon. If we had continued going straight back instead of taking the right into this trench, we would have gotten back to the trench with the second shrine. So you see what I mean now? Like, if we had gone that way, we would have had to go all the way forward towards that valley and then backtrack this way. Also, as you saw, it's a good idea to save your living weapon to use as an oh shit button in case you get caught out with no cover in sight. The thing about the cannonballs is that they can destroy your palisade covers, as can the exploding bomb guys. They can also destroy cover. So what you have to do is, instead of immediately getting behind cover and being really passive, you want to listen for the gong, stay outside of the cover for like 1 or 2 seconds, and then immediately get behind it. And this is just to make sure the cannonball does not hit anywhere near the cover to break it. You want to bait it so that the cannonball is going off center of the cover. Then that's now dealt with, so we have the hardest part of the level behind us, luckily. And I can stop and catch my breath. Oh, and not feel quite so much like I gotta clench up. It's a nasty, nasty level. The first DLC started with the hardest boss of the game. The second DLC starts with the hardest level of the game. And we're done with you. Might have a Kappa behind this skeletal rifleman. Not sure if the Kappa spawns 100% of the time. Not all of them do. Instead, we will come over here, and this guy can catch these monos. I call his monos. And his mono. I didn't see the grab start up. I didn't see the shimmer on him. Whoops. Oh, man, pelted with a rock, too. Oh, no, wait, that's not a rock. I think that's the stink. I think he threw a turd at me. Oh. Everyone can catch these monos. Get down. Yeah, I do believe I got this. I had the stank all over me. Low stance is really good for the low profiling enemies once they go on all fours. I'm not entirely disappointed with the tonfas now that I get my hands on them, but oh god, I wish there was something else. I hope the final DLC weapon is not a spiked club or something to that end. I really, really, honestly do hope it's a Naginata. Man can dream. Yeah, we do have a Kappa down here. Oh no. Damn it. That might... Oh, that's okay too. Might need to switch to mid stance to catch up with him, because Heavy is a little bit too slow. Hey, there we are. It's gonna break his key. Get that final blow in. Well, this is a really weak Kappa too. It's not like the DLC 1 Kappas and the Mega Kappas. So down this pathway, things start to get a lot more linear again. We come out to yet another shrine, the third of the level. Before we hit that up though, why don't I do one more thing and then cap the episode off. First off, this guy's waiting to ambush us up here. We're gonna shoot him in the head. Second, say hello to another new DLC enemy. This is the ninja flipping, kunai spitting samurai dog. Hey, he threw a kunai at me. You can see the kunai pouch strapped to his leg. I love you, kunai dog. That's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.